In this video, we're going to talk about events and how can we use the binding engine to tap into element events and call methods on the binding context. So any element has a number of events that you can listen to. These include mouse events, keyboard events. In some cases, you can have data change events like the change event. Whole bunch of events to our disposal. How do I tap into this? In this example, we set up a button, and a button has a click event that we want to subscribe to. And when this event occurs, we want to call an update function on our binding context. So if we go to the welcome page, we can see that we have an update method. It has the event parameter in it, and we are going to set the first name to John and the last name to Doe, but additionally we're also logging out the event just so we can see what we have there. Looking at our HTML, we can see that we have the first name and the last name and our update button, and when we click the update button, we can see that it changed the first name to John and last name to Doe. We also have the event logged out for us, which is a pointer event because it was a click action that took place. To prove the point that you can use any event, we have a change event on the input that we say when this input changes, I want to call the changed method on the binding context. On the binding context on the change method, we say just log out for me the event targets value property. So this would be the input and then the value property on that input. Going back to the HTML or the view, if I type in the word John here, you can see that it logs out the word John as per our expression on the binding context. We can do even more with events by passing it in custom values as part of the event information. So let's have a look at that next. So here we have our old update method. Let's just bring this stuff side by side here. What I want to do now is I actually want to send in other parameters into this. So we're going to treat this syntactically as if it is a function. So we'll put the round brackets in there. And then the first parameter that we're going to send in is 10. But we still want to have that event object. So if I don't now explicitly add the event object, I won't have that. So I can go here and then say $event. Which means that the signature over here needs to be updated, where we can say, let's say number, event, and in the console.log, let's just do that twice, we'll have number and event. So if I omit the event, it won't be there. Just important to note that. And the other thing that's important here is to note that we are treating this syntactically like a method. Let's go and have a look at how this now behaves. So here's our screen. We're going to click on the button, and now we can see 10 and the pointer event. So there's the number coming in and the event, and we log those out. In summary, you can tap into any event on an element using the .call syntax. So you can say when this event fires, call this method for me and pass on these parameters. You can send on multiple parameters and change the sequencing of the parameters as you want. Alright. But if you define no parameters whatsoever, it will still send you in the event as per normal. Just make sure that your signatures on that method handles that. And that is event binding for you.